soon as I can get her up here.
Come in. People who submitted their proxy: Acadia, Acadia 2, Andover A, Andover B, Andover D, Andover F, Andover G, Andover I, Bedford A, Bedford B, Bedford C, Bedford E, Bedford F, Bedford G, Bedford J, Brookfield, Cambridge A, Cambridge B, Cambridge C, Cambridge E, Cambridge F, I'm gonna have Cambridge H, Cambridge J, Cambridge K, Cambridge M, Canton Court D, Corinth, Devonshire, Dorchester A, Dorchester B, Dorchester C, Dorchester D, Edinburgh, Fairborn, Fairfield A, Fairfield B, Fairfield C, Fairfield D, Fairfield E, Fairfield G, Gloucester A, Gloucester D,
Marie, you didn't mention B. That's my association.
I didn't see Gloucester B.
I emailed it in last week.
Okay,
It was all affirmative.
She has it, that means she has it in your.
okay, so I didn't, Gloucester. Let me double check. So you're here, so
Yeah.
that will count. Gloucester B is present.
And then D.
Gloucester D, Gloucester E, Gloucester F, Gloucester Gloucester J, Gloucester K, Gloucester L, Gloucester M, Gloucester P, Grantham, Highgate B, Highgate C, Highgate D, Highgate E, Highgate F, Highgate 2, Highgate 3, Highgate 4, Huntington, Idlewood, Inverness, Jameson, Kensington, Lancaster 1, Lancaster 2, Lancaster 3, Manchester 2, Manchester 3, Maplewood, Nantucket 1, Nantucket 2, Nantucket 3, Nantucket 4, Oakley Green, Oxford 1, Oxford 2, Portsmouth, Princeton, Radisson 1, Radisson 2, Richmond, Somerset, Southampton 1, Southampton 2, Tremont 1, Tremont 2, Villeroy, and Worlington. Mr. President, you have 89 associations with 4,647 units with 84.1, and you have a quorum.
Then I will call the meeting to order, and let's stand for pledge of allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Due to doing this by conference call, we really can't have an open forum, because open forum would be on the agenda items, and everybody has already cast their vote on the agenda items. So we are going to have to delay the approval of the minutes to the next meeting that we have in person, or if we can't meet in person, we will put it on the proxy to approve the previous minutes. Therefore, I'll go to the manager reports, and Ginger, I'll let you go first. And it's all yours.
Good morning, membership. I am going to have to disengage my mask so I don't pass out while I'm reading this. I've got a really thick mask on today. Throughout the month of May, Vestas continued working on the transition from the closure period into the reopening of Florida's Phase 1 orders, which were issued on May 1st. We're striving to maintain the facilities and grounds of the trust, as well as to prepare the amenities per the Phase 1 order. Vestas staff has largely been working throughout the property with our efforts dedicated to following CDC guidelines for safe workplace practices, including monitoring the health of staff and residents upon arrival to the clubhouses, keeping logs of their attendance and conditions, taking temperatures, wearing gloves and masks, and insisting upon physical distancing. We try to keep abreast of the constantly evolving situation and provide timely communications to the board, the residents, and the staff. That being said, with the governor's released, when he released his original reopening plan on May 4th, the portico pickup program has continued and ramped up to 7-day-a-week service. Locally, as more food and beverage options have become available to residents, the South Club pickup program has declined from 100 meals a day to a current average of 83 per day. Over the 39 days we have been offering the program, we served 3,626 meals for a total of just shy of $55,000 in sales. The main clubhouse and South Clubhouse outdoor pools have opened on a reservation system, and all outdoor pool sessions continue to be fully booked with exception of that 7 a.m. slot. Outdoor clubs, the pickleball, tennis, lawn bowling, shuffleboard, and cornhole have reopened in coordination with the requirements that were set with stringent guidelines for safe and monitored play. As of a tweet followed by Order 2120, which went into effect on May 11th, the governor permitted salons and spas to open. Therefore, Spa Serenity has opened just this past Monday on May 18th. Vesta has established much more stringent guidelines for the salon than is required. We have staggered appointments, temperature taking upon arrivals, mandatory masks. We are not providing facials at this time, no blow drying, and we have plexiglass dividers. Hundreds of clients were contacted to confirm and adjust their appointments, and in the first week the salon has been fully booked with, and so far so good. Lots of smiles from the ladies leaving the salon. Finally, Executive Order 2123 was issued, which extends and modifies the prior order, and this brings all Florida counties into full Phase 1 of the State Recovery Plan. This adjustment allows for gyms and fitness centers to open up to 50% of building occupancy, the social distancing measures in effect for classes, and sufficient sanitation supplies in place. Therefore, Vesta has been preparing for this eventuality and has made the recommendations to the board. The 2020 Center Fitness program will reopen on Tuesday, May 26th with the same reservation system in order. Cardio and strength equipment has been relocated and flagged. The marked off equipment is prohibited for use. Live group fitness classes will not be offered. They will continue to be broadcast on the channel 732, as well as kingspointsuncitycenter.com. And due to capacity constraints, we'll be offering workout sessions similar to the outdoor pool sessions, which allows for a 60-minute workout followed by a 45-minute cleaning period. Based on the success of these policies, and if we can maintain those distances and people are minding Their manners, these hours are subject to change. Please note the reservation does not guarantee anyone a specific piece of equipment, and the 30-minute maximum time limit will remain on cardio machines. Residents will be reminded that the gym is available for use at their own risk. You need to wash your hands, folks, clean the equipment before and after usage, abide by safe distancing, and it's not required or mandatory to wear a mask during your exercise session, but it's highly recommended when you are moving about the building to wear one. Gate security operations. Traffic is ramping up with the local reopenings, and we're slowly making adjustments to the team there as we continue to monitor the traffic. The first 2 weeks of April versus the first 2 weeks of May show an increase of calls to the gate of 32%, an increase of visitor passes of 24%, and the number of food deliveries coming into the community has dropped by 7%. In tram services, you know we had reduced the hours to a Monday, Wednesday, Friday operation. But along with everything else, ridership has been building for the last 2 weeks. We went from 6 to 10 riders a day to 25 per day. This week alone, we had 92 riders, versus the whole month of April, we only had 125 for the whole month. So we will need to return back to the 5-day-a-week program soon, after discussions with the board. So look for upcoming notices on that. Reason being, when you sit in the bus, you still have to sit away from your neighbor or in an alternate seat. So we need to have enough space for those riders to be in a safe condition. In coordination and generous with our Quilters group and Vesta, we have obtained 1,000 masks for Kings Point residents. For those who don't have one, can't have access to one, look for upcoming notice on how you can obtain one. Matthew will be sending out a communication of when we can get one to you, or how you're gonna, Matt's nodding back there, I'm not sure we know how we're distributing it yet, but under the portico, probably a pickup for, and then, again, if you already have them and you have access, these are really for people that just can't get any. Finally, just happy Memorial Day to everybody. Have a relaxing weekend. It's impossible to believe it's already that time. We wish the membership continued good health and a relaxing weekend. Look forward to seeing you all next September.
Thank you, Ginger, and I'll turn to Keith Mookie and First Service.
Morning, everybody. Just start to say it's nice to see people outside again. When I came here, there was nobody on the pickleball courts, nobody in the pools, so it's nice to see some activity out there. And hats off to Vesta, Ginger, and her team, Rudy, for it is a big process. I think is often overlooked on how much it takes to reopen things. So again, nice to see that for the community. This is the First Service Residential Management Report. I'm going to start with the financials. All the associations should have received their statement or a postcard in the mail that stated their year-end financials are available to them and their members. They can go onto their member website and request a copy, or just call our office and we'd be happy to send one over to you. Our operations under the COVID-19, First Service continues to use precaution as the state of Florida reopens in its phases. At the current moment, our office will maintain its current operational layout until the end of May. The entire team is back on site. We do have a few folks working staggered remote schedules at this time, just due to some office circumstances. But if you do need anybody, all the phones are forwarded, the cams are available, the front office is available. We're here for you and can really accommodate anything you need. We've had people come up to sign documents outside. I'm happy to bring stuff to anybody, so if you need something, let us know. In the beginning of June, First Service will start to open up the office to appointments only in our conference room for any important meetings that need to take place, homes closing, signatures for notaries and things like that. We'll be having a staggered appointment schedule for our conference room. we'll do some cleaning before and after, and make sure everybody's safe. Just a quick update that came out yesterday from the DBPR. Their order 2020-06 that granted emergency powers for COVID-19 pandemic ends June 1st, so they're rescinding that order. So just so all your boards are aware, the emergency powers granted to them ends on June 1st. I don't think it's been needed out here too much, so, but just so you're aware and you can pass that along. Insurance, again, the new insurance policies have taken place the middle of April. An insurance meeting has been scheduled with the insurance committee, several board members, and First Service staff to meet with USI, the new agency, and to go over their claims reporting process, and just get a feel for how they do things and how the community needs to do things. So that should be first part of June, and we'll pass any information along. If any association does need a copy of their updated policies for a resident, for closings, for any reason, just let our office know or let your CAM know, and we can request that policy directly from USI and get that sent over. Pest control, pending the tally today, new contract will start June 1st. We have a tentative meeting set up with the new company next week to go over just kind of the operational procedures, scheduling, expectations and things like that. We are very excited about the new company. We're looking forward to providing better, increased pest control services to the residents and just an overall better experience. I know it's, I guess it's been up and down kind of situation lately, so we'll look at clearing that up and starting that new company June 1st. Trash collection, the trash collection contract is up for renewal at the end of September, so we've had a pre-meeting with the current vendor Waste Connections. It was a nice meeting. We went over just kind of the current layout, their negotiations with Hillsborough County, and started the initial process with them as we also seek bids from the two other vendors that can provide commercial service to the residents. Part of the community is on a residential plan, the part of the community is on a commercial plan. Landscaping, I did bring a guest with me today. First Service is excited to announce Ryan Work is our new landscape specialist. We just sent an announcement and he's been here for 2 weeks now, but I brought him along just so you can kind of put a face with a name. Ryan, do you want to come up and wave to the camera?
Good morning, everybody.
They're right up there. Ryan brings a lot of years of experience to us, and like I said, I'm very excited he's here. He's jumped right in. We've had some good conversations and really tackled some things, so we're looking forward to continuing the landscape improvement, the work order process, and just and delivering that service to you. In addition to Ryan, we also hired an administrative assistant to the landscape specialist and the CAMs. Ms. Christy Proctor. We call her KP because we have another Christy in the office, so maybe bad name hiring on my part, but we call her KP, which ironically is also Kings Point, so she's excited that it says KP everywhere, but she's very excited to be here as well, and she will be taking over a lot of the administrative duties for Ma Bell as we work towards improving the landscape work order process and handling that back and forth internally. OLM inspections are next week, May 26th, 27th, and 28th. Ryan and myself will meet with Paul Woods while he does his inspections. All the vendors are still being monitored. We're meeting all the landscape vendors. Ryan's getting to know all the account managers, and we're just building those relationships and to help improve the quality of the landscape. Palm and oak tree trimming. Bro is working on its final punch list for the palm tree trimming. Tuesday, May 26th should be the final day that they clear out all of their work orders and their punch list for the palm trees. If there's still items going on, of course they're going to come back and take care of it, but Tuesday is kind of the target date to wrap that up, so if you have anything, please let us know. The oak tree trimming has started. The crews are making their way through the community based on that tentative schedule that was sent out. Ryan's been doing a very good job just kind of spot checking, meeting with anybody that has any concerns, and going over kind of the expectations of the oak tree trimming. Generally the contract is reading the branches will be kept 5 feet off of the buildings themselves. They'll be raised up to 8 feet over the turf areas and 10 feet over any sidewalks and driveways. So just kind of, that's a lot of the questions we've been having is how much they're trimming, what they're doing. And they also do some lifting and cleaning inside the trees. Again, if you have any questions, any issues, if you want to meet Ryan, or meet Sean with, or Jason with Grow, please let us know, send us an email, we'll meet out there and have a discussion. Mulch is coming. Again, pending the tally today, we'll have the new mulch proposal in place. Pre-meetings will be completed by Sean from Florida Mulch and Ryan with First Service with all the associations. We're going to be sending out a notification outlining the availability of those dates to have those pre-meetings and to determine how many bags, locations, where we're going to deliver the mulch to you. So we'll have it all teed up and laid out nicely. We're going to be having a display board. I volunteered graciously to build a little display board in my expert craftsmanship, which is not too expert, so, but it will be a nice display board with all the mulch samples out there. Again, we have 5 mulch samples this year, so it'll be right outside the First Service office, and you can come check it out. We've already had some people check out the bags yesterday, so if you're interested in the various styles or colors of mulch, we'll have it out there on Tuesday for you. And speaking of just landscape and work orders that we continue for the month of May, we've only had 17 work orders so far. And the majority of those 16 are all just general requests. We've had one request for pruning. In the report, we've broken it down a little bit further per section, per request item. And then we just did a little detailed stat chart there. You can kind of see, which section has the requests, if it's turf, pruning, damage. So hopefully that helps kind of outline the types of work orders we're getting in. And lastly, again, we always ask, please log in to Connect and update any of your emergency contact information as we approach hurricane season. If you're not in Connect and you'd like to get signed up, or you have residents want to get signed up, please let your CAM know. We can send the link over to them and get them signed up in Connect. It allows them some nice features to see their account balance, your association's financials, any other important forms of that association, and if they want to opt into the community mailings when we send out important notices about upcoming mulch, pest control, things like that. So let us know, and we can get anybody signed up and walk them through. As we approach the long weekend, we just would like to remind everybody of our emergency call number, the 813-642-8990. If you're experiencing any kind of after-hours emergency, give that a call, and they'll track us down. And obviously, if you're experiencing a real emergency, like a medical emergency, please call 911. We hope everybody has a great Memorial Day weekend. Stay dry. I heard there's some rain coming, so I know we need the rain, but stay dry, have fun, and we'll see you Tuesday. That's all.
Don't get out.
Get up.
Bill Ram, can you unmute? Mr. Rab?
I'm no longer muted according to the phone system.
Okay, you had a question that you wanted to ask him. You wanted to know if he had covered regarding pruning. Would you go ahead and ask him that question?
Yes, Keith, I had to step away for a minute because there's people waiting on the different bridge, so I had to call them. Did you address the pruning?
Yeah, we went over the closing of palm tree pruning.
Did you just recover it? So
Yeah.
Thank you.
We have Grow is going to be finishing their final punch-out list for the palm tree pruning. That will take place Tuesday, May 26th. Ryan will be meeting up with Grow to just complete all their final punch lists. If there's still something lingering or something else new comes up, we'll obviously take care of that. They've got crews in here doing the oak tree, so we'll be able to readdress any other items that might come up. And again, the oak tree trimming has started. They're working their way through the community. They're generally following a tentative schedule. And Brian has jumped in nicely to help just meet with owners, meet with the tree guys, making sure they're on schedule, and just outlining the contract requirements for all the palms. We mentioned the 5 foot off the buildings, keeping them 8 foot above work areas and 10 feet above driveways and walkways.
Excellent, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I know some people joined the call late because they were on the previous bridge.
Do you want me to go start over?
No, would you reintroduce Ryan?
Yes.
And let it be
Are they on the TV or just
on here.
just on here?
Just on here, so they have some background on them. I know you sent an email out, but it might be good just
Yeah.
to.
Those that just joined the call, I introduced our new landscape specialist, Ryan Rohr. He's got many years of experience in the landscape industry, has handled various HOA and condominium associations, as well as owning a couple of his own businesses. He's very knowledgeable of all things turf, pesticides, landscaping, has some background in irrigation as well to help the association. So we're excited Ryan's here. He's been jumping in and getting his hands dirty. I know that he's been walking in with his hands dirty a few days, so good to see. I'm really excited he's here, and I think it's good. It's a nice addition to the team here and for the community. And we also added a administrative assistant to the landscape specialist in the CAMs, Ms. Christine Proctor. She's inside as a staff support to funnel the work order systems with Ryan, and just continue that communication with the POCs, the account managers and Ryan, as well as assisting the CAMs in their day-to-day activities.
Thank you. Mabel, I'm going to bother you and ask you if you would just for the new callers advise how many associations are present by proxy and what the total quantity of units represented are.
Yes, sir.
I don't know, let Ryan scoot up. You gotta go through.
Okay, we have 89 associations with 4,647 units and 84.1%.
Okay, thank you. I apologize for those who are on the other bridge. The other bridge that we used was only good through May 1st, if I am correct. And when Mabel sent out, she put a different bridge number on the agenda. So to those of you who didn't see it, I apologize. If there are any questions regarding anything that was done prior to you joining the call, we'll be glad to go back and recover it for you at the end of the meeting. But we're going to continue on with committee reports. Rick, do you have any?
None.
Noreen, do you have any?
Nope, none.
Dan,
Yeah,
you're going to have to move over here so they can
we'll
hear.
talk about contracts real quick. As Keith mentioned, the mulch contract is complete, and we're hoping today it will be approved. The pest control contract is complete, and we're hoping it will be approved as well. The first service contract has been reviewed by the committee of the whole. It was forwarded to our attorney, Webb Melton, at Bush Ross. He has reviewed it, approved it, and forwarded it to First Service. We are waiting at this point for First Services attorneys and or First Services administrative personnel to finish their review and get back with us so that we can hopefully in the near future consummate that contract. And had a meeting last week or so, as Keith also mentioned, with the trash providers, waste services, and we had fruitful discussions about where they're at and where we're at. They are looking into their side of it. They have considerations from the county as to the renewal of their contract with the county, which they should have completed by the end of May. So they should be able to give us actual dollar figures in June as to what their costs are going to be. And I'm sure that we will have continued discussions on those in the near future. We are talking to auditors and auditing companies for the mandatory financial audit of the land trust. We expect to be reviewing proposals in the next week or so and make a selection and get the land trust audited for its year end. And that's all that I have at this point in time.
Okay. David, you,
Yes. I just wanted to make a comment about the work order charts that we have presented by Keith. I've been POC for 6 years here, and I remember back 6 years ago, we were getting over 1,000 work orders a month. Currently, when I look at the chart, we have 17 total, but only one of those was for an actual deficiency, which was pruning. And that one deficiency was really a decision by the landscaper, because I put in the work order where the tree, the bush was pruning, blooming, and they didn't want to cut it because the lady might complain that we trimmed off all the flowers. So that was really a discretionary decision by the landscaper. But I'm just absolutely amazed that it's 17, and I just can't look back at over the last 6 years and see the vast improvement. And I think a lot of it has to do with the work order system that we put in to make it very visible to the landscape contractors that we are holding them accountable. Thank you.
thank you, David. Janice?
Yep, insurance. The Federation Board and the insurance company, we were required this year to get a property appraisal for Kings Point for 2020. The good news is that our property appraised from $804,908,440 to $813,510,025, which is an increase of $8,601,585. Therefore, the additional premium is $31,115. This amount will be prorated to June 1st, and therefore the insurance amount will go up a little so that each association is fully insured as discussed and stated during our insurance presentations.
Thank you, Janice. And I'm pleased to announce, and I know he is pleased to have it, is we have the year-end treasurer's report, and I'll call on Alan to get it. There's one comment I will make, is that the narrative on the treasurer's report will be included in the minutes that are posted. However, if any president would like a more detail of the president's report, if they send an email to Ma Bell will send it, but it will be noted for clarification that those figures are confidential and proprietary and are not to be shared outside of your association's board. And we are doing it, so if anybody wanted to review the figures that Alan has put together, they will be able to see it, because normally they'd be on a large screen in the room. But Alan has put together a very fine report, and any president who wants a copy of that figures will be able to receive it.
All right, thank you, Jack. Yes, I was hoping we'd all be together, but I can't wait till September. So here, I've got to give you the Treasury report for the year-end 2019-20. The Federation ended 2019-20 with $62,875 in current assets for members' equity and $429,304 in restricted fund balances. The restricted funds included a $165,273 balance in the insurance deductible fund, that's the AC2, that leaves us in great shape to start the new year. We did have a good year with only $25,577 in expenditures and $96,996 in revenue, adding to the balance of the insurance deductible fund. The registration fees fund ended with $136,968 balance, but the balance quickly became $68,268 in the next new 2020-21 year, as $68,700 was transferred into the professional services fund in accordance with the budget approved by the Federation and the membership. The contracts fund ended with $79,601, mainly from accumulated penalties from landscapers over the years. As you may remember, though, the Federation will use about a third of this fund's balance, $28,500.80, in lieu of association assessments for 2 additional palm fertilizations for 2020-21. The legal fund, AC1, ended with the required $25,000 balance. The professional services fund ended with a deficit balance of $31,747. Legal fees were spent investigating several past actions as questions were raised. Investigation findings presentations will be made in the near future. This deficit, though, disappeared quickly as the 2021 budget anticipated fees for investigations and for services anticipated in search for the best way to reorganize Kings Point's governance. The 2021 budget called for an increase of $177,800 for the professional services fund, $109,100 from association fees, and $68,700 of excess funds transferred from the registration fees fund. Finally, remaining balances were $23,434 in the community promotions fund, $15,912 in the landscape fund, and $14,988 in the grounds cleanup fund. And that's my report. Any questions?
Before you, and I think you misspoke. In the professional service fund, it's $109,000, correct?
Yes, 109,100.
Yeah, okay.
So, I did not say that. Okay, right. So the 2021 budget for professional services fund called for an increase of $177,800. Of that, $109,100 is from association assessment fees, and the $68,700 of excess funds transferred from registration.
Okay, and how much money did you say we currently have in administrative fee collections?
The administrative fees are just the various costs, and we really didn't talk about that at all. The administrative fees, as you know, they're quite small. Just a few things that we collect. We actually spent $4,363 total that we spent for administrative fees.
No, I'm not speaking ours. I'm speaking of the administrative fee that First Service collects on a closing and a...
Oh, the registration.
The registration fee.
Oh, registration.
How much do we have in that account as it stands today?
Yeah, right, as it stands today, it ended the balance, but then quickly that amount was turned over. And of course, that fees are collected as transfer fees occur. So every month we get
at year end,
amounts added to that. But at year end, it ended at $136,968,000. But after transferring right away the $68,700, it's $68,268. So, any other questions?
Thank you.
Does anyone on the phone have a question for Alan on the financial report? If you do, you can unmute by hitting *6. As you can see, Alan did a very detailed financial report. And I know within the community, there is a rumor or gossip that the Federation has a slush fund. I think Alan covered the exact dollars that we have, and if any president wants those dollars, you will see that the rumor of the Federation having a slush fund is untrue. If we have any money that has not been designated as to exactly where it was going, that's why I asked Alan that final question. It is from the administration or registration fees. That is the only money that has not been designated within our budget. We couldn't budget or do anything with it because it wasn't a surplus until the year ended. And that money is sitting there, and your board, as it has over the last year, 2 years, will be very conscious of how that money is spent and what it was spent, or whether it will be used for the following year's budget. So I just wanted to clarify that particular issue, and I would urge the presidents, if they want to look at those figures, to go ahead and look at those figures, get a copy of them. Just remember, they are not for publication, they are not to appear on Nextdoor. They will not be on the minutes of the meeting, so if you want a copy of those, please send an email to Ma Bell and ask for them, and she will see that you get a copy of the actual figures. Basically, that takes us to my report. First thing on my report, for the presidents and members who are on the phone that did not know, and the board has already expressed, but the community would like to express to Ginger Angelone our deepest sympathy. Ginger's father passed away a couple of weeks ago. I know last weekend they had a private interment at their family farm, which is in Plant City. So we expressed our deepest sympathy to Ginger on the loss of her dad. I would just like to commend, and I know other people have already, I would like to commend Vesta. And I would like to commend the rest of the Federation board for working on opening the community, using the best business judgment we have, and ensuring the safety and welfare of the residents. I know a lot of residents are eager to get back to things as normal. We have a feeling it's going to take a while. They're still at only gatherings of 10 people. Even if we get up to gatherings of 50 people, it's going to be hard to open some of the things. I do know that Vesta has worked with the board on every opening we have done. Vesta has worked with all of the clubs within the community, discussing further openings and what will happen when we open the clubhouses. And every club that has basically gotten back into business, whether it's pickleball, lawn bowling, shuffleboard, cornhole, that those clubs have worked very close with Vesta on the opening, and Ginger and Vesta have kept us fully informed and come to the board with their recommendations on opening the community. And we really appreciate the information that Ginger feeds us almost daily on operations and what they're doing and what their thoughts are of opening. And I believe that between Ginger and the rest of your Federation board, we have done a very good job, and I thank you for all the work that Vesta has put in it, and also what the board has done on it. So thank you, folks. Remember that our main issue is safety and welfare of the community, and we're all hoping it gets back. We're getting tired of holding meetings by teleconferencing. We'd like to see all your smiling faces in any meetings we have. The other
Jack,
thing
can I
I would
interrupt
like
one
to
second?
compliment
Jack,
is, oh,
I
yes,
think you
please.
said we have reached all the clubs. We haven't reached all the indoor clubs yet. So I just didn't want anybody on the phone to say, I haven't been called yet. That we're coming. We're
You're
getting-
coming towards working with
Yes.
the clubs as we open things up.
Yes.
I do want to thank the membership. The last two membership meetings we've had have had to do voting by proxy and attendance by proxy. I was talking to Ma Bell late yesterday afternoon. When you get 88 to 89 associations out of 113 voting and attending by proxy, it is some of the highest attendance that we have had. And we appreciate the participation of the community in furthering what needs to be done by going through the emails and notices we sent out in the mail and returning your proxies. And we really appreciate the associations and the presidents working with us during this difficult time, and we really appreciate your participation, so thank you very much on that. The board has decided that it's time that we started putting out a newsletter. We have put together a small committee of people to develop a newsletter. Hopefully we'll have it out once a month. The people that will be working on the newsletter are Noreen Ricketts, Janice Kincaid, and myself. And hopefully the beginning of June you will see a newsletter that can provide you some updates on things
Ryan Setzer.
that's going on.
Ryan Setzer also.
Oh, and Ryan Setzer, I'm sorry, thank you, Janice, and Ryan Setzer on that. Let you know what's going on within the board and within the community, and I know that Vesta's kept you informed on some of your most important items, which is when are we gonna open up. A few weeks ago, we sent out a white paper to the community. We have received responses back on that white paper. All of the responses that we received back were very positive. It was meant for nothing more than an input. It was sent to the ad hoc committee, which I believe's names probably was going to change by the master yesterday, but as we didn't have the opportunity to listen to their call, we don't know exactly what was processed yesterday, but I believe the name of the ad hoc committee is probably going to change. It was our input to them, and it was our input to the rest of the community. If you want to share those with your residents, feel free to do so, but we have gotten a lot of information, positive information back and positive comments back. The last thing I'd like to do is wish you all a happy Memorial Day. Keep in mind the veterans that have lost their lives. That's what basically Memorial Day is. It's a reflection on the people who gave their lives. This year I know they would like to add into that a lot of the first responders who have lost their lives, and also the near 100,000 people who have died from the virus. Fortunately, Sun City has been spared any real major outbreak, and that goes to the residents and their cooperation and what they've done. But I'd like to wish you all a happy Memorial Day, and take a little time and thank and remember those who have given their lives in service to this country, and also the folks that are suffering from the coronavirus. And that is basically my report.
Mr. President,
Yes, sir.
I think we ought to go one step further. We have a group of people that continue to operate behind the scenes smoothly and quietly, but besides keeps this organization, this association, this Kings Point going by paying the bills, collecting our maintenance fees, and just going about their business in a very quiet way. And that's First Service. I think they need some accolades during this period of time. They've been working under all sorts of extreme situations, but I know I have not had one problem from my association that says a POC request didn't get processed properly or that they had any problem. In fact, I had a couple of answers in a matter of minutes from Keith on trash cans that we've been trying to resolve for weeks and months.
And Rick, I thank you for bringing it up. I was remiss in not bringing up First Service and the exceptional job that First Service has done. During the shutdown of coronavirus, First Service has brought in a new general manager, which is Keith. He jumped in feet first to it. Within a month after Keith joining, he did find a new landscape specialist to start work and also an admin for that. But the people within that office, including Mabel, all the CAMs and the front office folks have done an exceptional job. And Keith, I wish you would extend the board's appreciation and basically the community's appreciation when we get back to the office. But we do appreciate the hard work they've done, whether they're working from home or whether they're working in the office. They're always there responding. Thank you very much, and Rick, thank you for pointing out that I did miss them, and I appreciate that.
Vice President, gotta keep you straight.
You gotta keep me in mind. As we have no unfinished business, Mabel, you wanna come up because you have the tally. The first item of new business was the approval of the Florida Mulch contract, and you can basically advise us, and you can either, it depends upon how the vote went, you can tell us the yes and no votes, or you could just tell us the no votes if there's very few no votes, or what associations voted no.
Okay. Okay, I'll go back to the roll call again. We have 89 associations with 4,647 units with 84.1%. And for the Florida Mulch, we have 4,457 yeses with 84 associations. And we have 190 noes with 4.1 with 5 associations, which are the noes, Andover D, Bedford C, Fairfield A, Fairfield C, and Manchester 2. All the rest of the 84 associations voted yes and 5 voted no. That's for the Florida Mulch.
So the Florida Mulch contract is approved. Keith, I'm sure that you will, as you said in your remarks, get to work on that, because I know the orders have to be in September. And part of the mulch contract, as you know, sets up for Florida Mulch to come out and meet with any association to determine how many bags they want. So if associations are unsure or need some guidance, Florida Mulch will be here to work on that. So that contract is basically passed, and we can put it to bed for another year. And we'll go to the new pest control company. Can you report on the votes for that?
Yes, sir. For pest control, we have 100% yes, which is 4,647 votes with 89 associations. They all voted yes, 100%.
Therefore, that leads us up to the membership meeting schedule. And just to respond to a couple questions that we received in on that meeting schedule, our bylaws require us to schedule the monthly membership meetings from the period of September through May every year. I know some people would have raised the question of having some meetings during the summertime. The problem with having meetings during the summertime if you schedule a meeting and the membership approves the meeting, you'd have to, and you wanted to cancel it, you'd have to have a membership meeting to cancel it. And it's a lot easier to schedule a special meeting than it is to do a motion to add June, July, or August to the meeting schedule, and that's why no meetings were scheduled. It is consistent with our bylaws, so if you want to report on the votes for that, that would be fine.
Yes, sir. For the calendar of 2020-2021 Federation membership meetings, I have, out of 89 associations, only 88 voted yes, which is 4,581, and 1 association voted no, and that no is Acadia 2. That's it.
So our meeting schedule is now set for the remainder of the year. It is expected, as Dan Hector mentioned, that the committee has been working on the first service contract. I know that committee would like to get that contract approved as soon as possible, so we may be scheduling a special membership meeting during the month of June or July to get that approved by the membership. Seeing that covers our agenda, I'll be more than glad to open it for any good and welfare. What I would ask you to do is to unmute your phone if you have a announcement that you'd like to make. That is done by doing *6. Do we have any announcements?
Hi, Jack. It's Vicki Bryan with Bedford A. I do.
Okay.
I just wanted to, thanks Vesta for putting on the 732 channel, the Sunset Social Club Goes to Woodstock concert. Vesta had originally planned to do a lovely festival out for the residents with music from Woodstock, and unfortunately it got delayed from the song canceled, I'm not sure which. And Sunset Social Club decided that we would do some Woodstock music. So we did a concert on Facebook Live, and Vesta put it on the community channel for everybody to enjoy. So we want to thank them for that event, and also to let residents know that if they missed it on channel 732, it is on the Facebook page, Kings Point Fun and Entertainment Facebook page, so they can replay it anytime and enjoy it. So that was our contribution out.
And
thank you to Vesta.
And Vicki, I know that you have done a number of concerts on Facebook and doing live entertainment shows for the community on Facebook, and I appreciate it and thank you.
Well, we thank everybody for their participation, and for those who found themselves capable to donate, we obviously appreciate that, since our income is probably was pretty much shut down, but we do it because we love to do it, and we appreciate everybody's participation. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other good and welfare announcements? Then I will look to Janice, who has all the proxies, and ask, can we adjourn the meeting?
I move that we adjourn the meeting.
And I'm quite sure you have the authority as the proxy holder to adjourn the meeting. I would like to thank everybody for their participation and have a great Memorial Day weekend.